Hello, today we are going to be talking about the midlife crisis, what it is and what causes it. So let's go ahead and jump in. The dreaded midlife crisis. Although it doesn't affect everyone is pretty much familiar with the concept. But what exactly is a midlife crisis? Well, a midlife crisis occurs when you're in middle age and usually affects one's self-confidence or identity. So, what causes a midlife crisis? For men, it's typically brought on by a career crisis, and for women, changing relationships or your change in roles is often the defining factor. But anyway, there are 5 factors that typically bring about a midlife crisis. 1, the death or significant change in the health of your parents. We all know that our parents don't live forever, but deep down inside, we have a difficult time processing the issue until one of them takes a turn for the worse. And it causes our mind to really start questioning the meaning of our life and whether or not we're actually satisfied with it. Number 2, career issues. Perhaps you always dreamt of being a CEO, but you're 50 years old and still a department manager. Or maybe you've always wanted to be a doctor and believed there would be plenty of time to go back to school, and there just simply isn't. While nearly anything is possible, age does bring about certain limitations, and some things can take more effort than they're actually worth. It's not easy to accept that your life isn't going according to plan, and that some of the dreams have to be changed or chucked altogether. Number 3, at 30, most adults believe that they can get back into the kind of shape that they enjoyed in their 20s, right? At 40, most adults believe it's still a possibility, but it would be a little more challenging. Around the age of 45, the writing's pretty much on the wall. It's not even a remote possibility. The receding hairline, the bags under your eyes, and the wrinkles, and the body fat that's shifting is a sign that you are not going to live forever. The 4th thing that can set off a midlife crisis is a relationship with your significant other. Perhaps the death of a spouse or a divorce can trigger it, since the remainder of your life is uncertain now. Now, this isn't limited to married couples. The change of any long-term relationship can serve to bring about a midlife crisis. It's also possible that you've imagined yourself being with a spouse who wanted to travel and loved the arts, and now you ended up with a partner who wants to watch TV and never leave the house. Or maybe it's a lack of a spouse altogether. Number 5, children. Those special little children. They are our greatest source of joy and grief. Children growing up and leaving the home is often enough to throw anybody for a loop. So much of our time is spent caring for your kids that it can be hard to readjust when they simply don't need your time and attention. Or the lack of children can be another cause. The time arrives when older adults reach the conclusion that they're too old to have any children. So what if you had a life that you imagined with children and grandchildren, and now that's not possible? That could trigger a midlife crisis. Now, we've covered it. We know the causes. If this sounds like something you're going through right now, you'll want to come on back next Thursday, because we'll be talking about the signs that you have definitely hit a midlife crisis and exactly what to do about it. If that works for you, then I'll see you next Thursday.